All right. So how did this entire project begin? How did you meet Kenton Christie Hart, and how did you build this incredible structure?
I'll say it's a long story, but it started sometime way down the 90s when I was studying in London. I used to visit the US. So I met actually Christie's mother and father in Los Angeles. So one time they took me to go to Breckenridge to go and sit. That's a whole story in itself. But when I arrived, I think that night, following morning, they were supposed to go. I couldn't even take the altitude. It was too hard for me. So I was struggling to sleep. And sometime by 3 o'clock, they had to leave to catch the plane. They were coming down to Europe. So we were with the kids. The grandparents came to stay with the kids. So I stayed there for a week and came back to Los Angeles. But my stay and rapport with the kids, when the parents came back, they wanted me to come back and stay with them again. So they agreed, and that's how, from then on, everything started. So we became friends, family friends. Usually I always visited Los Angeles to work as a priest and then back to London. But now I changed, visiting them in Breckenridge. And it went on until, actually, at the time I was there, they were just kids before even high school. But when I came back, I was working. And one of the girls wanted to have her wedding. And then the boy to William wanted to have his wedding. So they planned it. At that time, I think the grandfather was sick, cancer. So they wanted to perform this for him to see before he passed away. So I went. But even then, I think the grandparents died before that. But we were having barbecue after the wedding, then conversation was going on. So they asked me, Father, what are you up to nowadays? So yeah, I'm still working at the education office, still working at the bishop's office. And then now he has given me a parish, which has no school, no church. So we were celebrating under the trees. At the time, we used to be at Senate Flat itself. Then we moved down here. We made some shed over there. The wind has been taking the shed away. So the conversation ended there. We went on with our barbecue, and then following morning they called me again. Father, tell us more about the church. Church, there is nothing. That's all I have to say. So they asked, will you be happy if we help you build a school in a church? Because I knew they are not rich. So I told them, okay, but they said, don't worry, we will try. So they dashed off to see the parish priest. And they came back and said the priest agreed that we take up a second collection to help start the school. This was very strange to me because you have to go through a lot of protocol from diocese, bishop to bishop. And yes, so somehow this came on. So we took the first collection that time. And we came back. Then I started the foundation of the... First I was thinking, okay, let me just have something small. And looking at the land economy, the space, although we have quite some land, I thought, okay, let's have a story building. And let's have a solid foundation. So we went and asked permission. They gave us the go ahead. So we planned to put up maybe 3 or 4. So they asked us to make sure the foundation and everything was built accordingly. So that's how everything started, and then little by little, every other year or every year, sometimes I have to go to the States just to make an appeal to people, meet friends. So it was just friends like you, not any agency or anything. So I'll go to church, then the friends will come. Sometimes we have a meal, and okay, Father, have this, have that. And gradually it was coming up and coming up. I think it took us about 4 years to put up the whole building. That's how it came up.
Wow, very nice, very nice. So then, what kind of structures are presently built? So I see that you have the school building, the chapel is being built, and then the canteen, and then there's all this equipment around. So, what's going on right now?
Actually, we want to have the school, the church, as you have seen it. Actually, we were trying to put up a music school there, that structure. But because of the construction, we thought, okay, let's use the facility for some time until we have enough space here in the basement of the church, then we transfer everything and use there actually for music school to train the children there. And then we may have the canteen actually here, which should be a story building for the juniors coming maybe in the basement or whatever, the first floor, and then the seniors on the top floor. And for me, basically, that's my idea. After the canteen, the church, I think that's enough until maybe they have something. But for me, that's what I'm looking at. Actually, people are planning, maybe we put up a structure there for those who come from afar and from some of the needy kids who are in the villages, because I do go there. Now I have about 10 kids with me, orphans, whom I care for, and they come to the school. But I realize I don't have the space. So I can't cater for more. So we have this idea maybe to put up a nice place like a dormitory for some of the needy kids to come from afar, and then they can stay here and still have access to the school, and people take care of them. So maybe in the future, if we have the means, we may put up something like an orphanage attached to the school, so that orphans can come and make use of the school.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Mm. And then my final question. So you've told me how this all came to be, what's happening now. In 5 years or even 10 years, where do you see this place being? How do you see it? What do you see this place looking like? How many people do you see? What is your vision for 5 to 10 years away?
I will say it's going to be a very busy place. And one of the top schools, if I'll say that, in the region and in Ghana. Already now we are among the first 10 schools in the region. And so the vision is to be the best, competing with all the other schools in Ghana. And then we want to be self-reliant. So some of the equipments like you've seen, are sent by friends. They help us especially with the construction, because the cost of construction is so high. And with these equipments, it has cut down the cost. And now we can use them to generate a bit of income. If not, I don't think any work will be going on. So we use it to do work in town as well, and then we earn something to continue. So I'm thinking maybe in the next 5 years, we should be a bit self-reliant, generating some income to help, not only here, we want to help other places too. Set up, it can be a sister school, a brother school, or anything, helping them. Let's say last time they sent us some books, we want to share them with some of the schools. So I'm thinking the next 5 years, it should be a beautiful school, a beautiful parish, helping others as well, just as we receive the help, getting links all over the place. That's my vision for now.
Very nice.
I don't know what will happen, but that's what I'm aiming at.
Okay,
yes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And then I have one last question, I promise this is last. I've seen you preach 3 times now. I've seen you 2 Sundays, and then as well when you were preaching to the children. If you had one message that you would like to preach to everyone, what would that message be? What do you want people to learn from you?
I just want to tell them that God the Father sincerely loves us and loves everybody personally. That's what I have discovered in life, and I want to share with them. Yes, it's true, we look at Christ, but it is the love of God the Father shown to us personally. Things may be difficult, things may be hard, but one can always discover the love of God, the Father's love for us. And for me, that has changed my life, and that is what is getting me go on. And I think that's basically the gospel message too. I try to communicate with the kids as they are, to discover love and live it. Yes, the world will offer so much love, but when you have the Father's love, including the love from our parents, friends, then life is beautiful. And for me, that's the whole education I'm trying to give these kids. To be successful means you discover God's love. He has a plan. He will pave your way, and then He blesses you, be it materially, spiritual, but we aim at the spiritual blessing first. That's why I have the message of holiness as the motto of the school. Sanctity, so the holiness comes there, and then the wisdom, which is all the knowledge we want to give, and excellence. So when you have God in your life, you must be almost spotless. That's my one message. God loves us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it.